Hi everyone, welcome to Handicraft A to Z channel, and I continue the weaving lessons on rigid heddle loom. I use Ashford, and we've just finished warping. The tension is right. You can see it in the previous video when I was doing the warping and tying it to the beam. And now it's time to weave. So what we do now is carefully place the heddle up. Never raise the heddles like this, because what you do, you stretch the warp and you will get uneven tension, because once you get it stretched, it doesn't pull back. So what you do is place the heddle on the holder and fold it up like this. And sorry, got this comfortable for myself like this. So first thing that I do, I place the cardboard strips to separate the warp and distribute it evenly like this. Now in the previous video I told that I will use this waist part for the fringe, so my waist part will be now about 5 inches. 5 inches I used here for the tie-on, 1 inch for the knots themselves, and about 5 inches that would go. That's Rudy barking his head off. So I used 2 paper strips, cardboard strips. As you can see, the thread, the warp is already distributed evenly up carefully. Now I use this I don't know, fancy rug yarn made of the t-shirt cloth. So what I do, I usually have it on the shuttle, but I've used all the shuttles for the weft, loaded up, because I got lots of projects happening at the moment now, so all my shuttles are occupied. But you can place it like this. So I start with the heddle up, pin it down. This is just the tie-on. I can advance a bit to make the tension higher. So just when I start weaving with the actual weft, the tension will be just exact as I need. So with the heddle down, I pass it through this waist yarn. This is enough for me to make 4 picks. And just to start with a nice selvage, I usually do, well, people usually do the triangle when you get the warp, the weft going from from the corner of your weaving close to the heddle. But in this case, your selvages may look ugly. So what I do now, I'll make this the actual triangle. It's called the weaver's triangle, but not with this yarn. But when we start weaving, I will show you the difference. So when I weave, when I beat, both sides are secured in, and it doesn't run away, as it happens usually happens when you start with this angle. So let me finish this part. And over here. now heddles up, and I advance a bit because I need a higher tension. And I'm back to my working shuttle. So what I do for the beginning, I measure 4 lengths of my weaving that would be used for the hem stitching. So I do like 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll fold it like this just for the beginning. I tie this part into the small ball like this. Just a couple of spins around your fingers, and like this. Just a couple of wraps, just to keep this little skein from falling apart, and we are ready to start. So I do the pick, so this part will be used for the hem stitching. I use it the same thread. And back to the weaver's triangle, I secure the thread on both sides. I don't know if you can see that, but I keep the thread, the weft from both sides. It is woven between the selvage and warp, and the height of the I don't know what the word that in English, for the mathematician, anyway, the height of this triangle is, for this case, is about 3 inches. For the 24-inch loom is about 3 inches. If you have it wider, you can either make one big one or 2 smaller ones. This is actually what the rug weavers do when we do the pattern. They just make small triangles and then they beat it, and it straightens up everything. So what happens if I beat? These sides are already secured, they will not slide away. So when I beat, the tension distributes evenly. I might just pull a bit harder for the next pick. And again, the first couple of picks would look ugly. Don't try to straighten it very carefully, don't panic, it's normal. So that's 3 inches here, and beat. Again, don't pull your heddle up, carefully place it on a stand and raise it. And again, throw the shuttle. For the beginning, you might think that's quite slow, but when you think about the selvages, that they look nice and neat, and there's no mess with the fishing line, no mess with the floating selvages. Anyway, this one is floating anyway, because it's not attached, it's not in the hole, it's a free range. And this part is heddled, so this part is under control when the heddle is up. This part is under control when the heddle is down, and so it goes like this. Secured 7 inches, 3 inches, 7.5 centimeters beat. And as you can see, the selvages are nice. They're not squashed and they're not fluffy. They're just as it should be, and the the shrinkage of the cloth is not that much when you do the standard triangle. I find it there's about 1 centimeter difference from the heddle and the cloth itself. So this is my favorite way to do it. So I'll continue weaving and I'll show you the process of advancing the warp, and we'll continue. Now came to the point where my weaving is close to the heddle, so I cannot insert the shuttle and I need to advance. First of all, I've done the hem stitch. Before I do the first advancing, I do the hem stitch. There will be a video for the hem stitch as well, a separate one. I will insert the link in the description. So I put the shuttle aside, give it a bit of spare yarn here on the shuttle, unlock the ratchets, and what I do here is just as my cloth touches the beam, I insert the separator. Well, in my case it's just a piece of paper, and I slowly advance it. I usually keep it something like 5 inches before it touches the wood. Oh, it's not touches, but reaches the wood on the back side of the loom. This one. The only reason I'm leaving it like 2 inches away is when I advance for the tension. So as I advance to the tension, I don't know if the camera can show that from this angle, but it would be at the same height as this plank, and so when you beat, the plank will hit this, the heddle will hit this plank. So you have to keep your, I know it feels, you have the desire to scroll as much as possible so you don't have to advance too often, but generally you have to keep it this way, so when you beat, you don't hit that metal the wooden plate in the back. So keep it like this, and now once you get your tension right and advanced, and get last click, and now you're ready to weave again. So that's it for today. Stay tuned for more videos. Bye.